Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, traders from across the globe. Who's the champion analyst of this planet? Come on now, do I not deserve these belts? Yeah, baby. How about these insane calls? You know, I have to say, there was nobody on Wall Street in the beginning of April calling for, hey, here's a target, get long at that target, we're going up. Except for the Omni. We are champions, baby. Come on. So, speaking about that tremendous call that we made before Liberation Day, before the tariffs were announced, we put out a chart and said we could drop to a specific area in the S&P. If we get there, you got to get long. Don't panic out. It was a series of videos I did, right? Do not panic out of the stock market. I did them every night in a row. And look where we are today. Insanity. Now, we've got a year-end target, kids. The year-end target is 75.12. Now, Oscar, you know how far it would have to go to get to 75.12? Oh, my God. Well, how about this? Let's talk about that. The S&P has moved up 1,095 points since the beginning of April. In 5 weeks, the S&P has moved almost 1,100 points. 5 points shy of an 1,100 point bounce in the S&P. Do you know how far the S&P has to go to hit my 75.12 call? It's got to go up 1,585 points. It just went up 1,100 in a month and a week. 5 weeks long, right? Are you telling me with 7.5 months to go, we can't get to 75.12? We can't go up another 15? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. That call remains valid. So traders, tremendous analysis coming from the Omni. It's doing really well, but I will tell you this. Bonds are dropping. Well, the bond market is dropping. Bond interest rates are rising. Next month, we're going to get a bunch of reports. Those reports are going to reflect the tariff or Liberation Day volatility. It will be a 1 month blip because then we got right out of that and some deals were made. But when we get the reports from the government, they're going to have a blip. And we've got bonds that are starting to get a little bit worrisome out there. So I've got a great video that entails that stuff right now for you to see, and I think you're going to love it. Welcome to video number 2912 for trading on May 14th, which is a Wednesday, 2025. Trading is risky. Stock trading, commodities trading, ETF trading, crypto trading, it's all risky, right? Put your stops in, put them in first, but let's talk about what's going on there. And remember, yeah, we could move 1,500 points and get here. Yeah, don't sweat that. What is on the board? Charts and analysis rule over speculation, misdirected hatred, and panic. What do I mean by that? Well, if you guys, most traders have short-term memory, so I know Liberation Day is so long ago, you don't remember how scared you were, biting your nails, everybody was screaming, it's the end of the world. Do you know why the CEOs of these big banks came out right then and there to go, oh my God, big crash, big recession? Do you know why they did that? You have to remember something. It's misdirected hatred. Do you remember for the past 4 years, the CEOs of these big banks hated Republicans, went after their bank accounts, shut down all of Trump's friends? Do you remember how they were behaving? They hated Trump's guts. Now Trump becomes president. The first thing he does that's major is he announces tariffs, and what do these jerks do? They use misdirected hatred and panic, and they come out. These are the owners and CEOs of our biggest banks in this whole damn country, and they come out and go, there's going to be a crash. After the crash, a big recession. Take it from me, I own the biggest bank in the country. Bullshit. What they were doing is using their misdirected hatred. It was the first thing Trump did, and they jumped on that bandwagon. Smash. Look what Trump did. He ruined the economy. We're going into a tailspin. Now it's a big recession. I'm sorry, kids. That was misdirected hatred. You know why? Because if they would have come to a simple analyst like me or go to their analyst department, which must have 1,000 guys like me in it, somebody would have showed them the same charts I was able to show and say, before you come out and make such crazy announcements, here's some proof that you may want to wait. But they couldn't wait. because they have misdirected hatred. They couldn't wait to come out and pound on them. You know what I'm saying? This isn't political. I'm just showing you what I've seen from these cats. While they were saying those things, I was scratching my head going, what the hell are they looking at? Why would they come out with such warnings? They must have an analysis department. I could see there's no reason for those warnings. I showed them to you before it happened. I promise you, these cats got themselves in trouble for misdirected hatred. They didn't know what to do when the market stopped and started to go back up. They didn't know what to do. They came back out and went, we were just kidding about that. Love Trump too. He's like my brother. I hope he marries my wife. They all came out like that. You know what I mean? I'll divorce my wife and let him have her. I love him so much. They were, suddenly everything was called off. So that's where that came from. You got to watch these clowns out there. I am a much better chart reader than I am a speculator with misdirected hatred and panic. I don't do that. I read the charts and I repeat to you what I see. Number 2 on the board. The market still looks good. However, takes us to number 3. Interest rates continuing to climb will begin to weigh on the stock market. Not tomorrow. I don't think tomorrow. But if interest rates keep going down, I promise you. Okay, so, we have a value of a stock market. Let's call it the S&P. There's 500 stocks. All the prices of those ticking, wherever they're at the last minute, if you calculate it right now, that's the price of the S&P. 500 stocks, add up the settlement price, divide by 500, you have the price of the S&P. So, we've got the price of the S&P, and it's worth a certain amount of money because the stocks inside that S&P, all 500 of them, they have value. That value is connected to what bonds and interest rates are worth right now, how much they have to sell bonds forward to pay for their own corporation each month, corporate bonds. What are they paying in interest to get money? What are they paying in interest to give out money? These are bonds and interest rates. I promise you, if you go for a mortgage and the interest rate moves a little, that mortgage payment can move. Imagine if you have a company worth hundreds of billions and the interest rate moves a little. Your stock value moves a lot. So, if we cannot get the bond market futures to start going up and the bond futures continue to go down, interest rates will continue to rise. And that is going to put weight on the stock market because you cannot value stocks at the same price if the cost of their month-to-month operation goes up, which would be if interest rates go up. And that's happening without Powell touching them. Bond markets going down, forcing interest rates higher and higher. Now, banks know, these same big banks, by the way, they know that Powell said, I'm not going to lower rates. So what are these jerks doing in bonds and raising the rates in our faces? Guess what that gets them to do? They get to borrow the money from the Fed at, 4.25, and then they get to give it to us at 8, 9% because they keep driving the price up. It's like highway robbery. But being that the Fed said they're not lowering rates, the banks go, well, we might as well just keep in bonds. It's not going to hurt us. And that's the game going on right now. So it's not tomorrow. Keep this in mind for next month. If these bonds keep going down, at some point, it's going to start to hurt the stock market. What else is going on? We do a monthly total. Every month, the Omni sends out trading recommendations. They are called my platinum recommendations, real-time trading recs. Send them out to traders all over the planet. They follow the trades. Now we have 2 separate entities that check these trades every day, calculate them, and then give me the totals at the end of the month, how the Omni do. The 2 entities are not in touch with each other. They separately do the calculations. Then at some point, they send their calculations to one another. If they agree, I get to say it to you. So, as we know, the month of Jan, we did $10,000 doing 1-lot trades only, the smallest denomination you can count. So if you're a 2, 5, 10-lot trader, do the math, based on 1 lot, January, the Omni would have made $10,000 if you followed all the trades. $19,000 was made in February if you followed all the Omni Recs that get sent to you each day. $7,512 was made in March, and that's my badge, and that's the year-end call. Oh my God. All right, quite the coincidence. I called it an omen. Now, drum roll, please. We have April's totals. And they were minus $8,116. We had a losing month. First one of the year. I think last year we had a losing month too. And I told all of you during April, You know, we're having a losing month. It's finally the end of April. Yuck, we shook that out of our hands. Disgusting, but it's gone. One bad month in April. Well, no promises because the month's not over, but Omni is just killing it in the month of May, baby. Just killing it. So let's see if we get to put another fat number up under April, and we'll negate that April this month if we can get it right. So traders, a lot of good stuff happening. The markets look great, but just keep in mind as we start moving time, marking time into the future, that if interest rates continue to climb, whether Powell is doing anything or not, if he does nothing, and these interest rates continue to climb, the market will have to have a little bit of a setback again to help adjust for the new interest rate. So let's see what happens. I am not saying any of this has to happen because bonds could turn around tomorrow and the bond market could turn around and start skyrocketing the futures and then rates would drop, right? So let's see what's going to happen. For now, Omni's giving me a buy signal in even the S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell for trading on Wednesday. And if I can get a decent dip, I will behave and do what Omni says. So now I've got some great charts I'd like to share with you. It will absolutely show you what's going on in the markets, why there was misdirected hatred and panic and not reading charts properly in the beginning of April, why the market still looks good, and where interest rates look like they could be going. So, traders, I've been sharing some of my rules with you, and we've got hardcore rules that were written by me all throughout the 80s, 90s, and 2000s on the trading floor and off. And these rules I share with my Omniacs, but I like to share them with you in this room too. One of the rules is, and it really applies to what just happened through this last month of chaos, we trade chart analysis and not our opinions. We trade chart analysis, not what we think, not what we feel, even worse. We trade chart analysis and we try to shelve all the other noise and static. I absolutely do that. You should try to do that yourselves. The only other thing I'll say is this. I made that fantastic, dramatic call in April. Great. Lots of traders seen it. Lots of traders made some money. I've got a lot of people who wrote to me and said, Oski, you saved my 401k, blah, blah, blah. Isn't that fantastic? Then last Friday, I do a webinar, an hour long, showing everyone how I made that call, what you can do moving forward, what's the greatest analysis you've ever seen, and I've got an OmniCamp coming up at the end of this month. And you know what? No one filled out an OmniCamp application. And let me ask you a question. What is it with you people? What the hell else does the Omni have to prove to make you guys fill out OmniCamp applications? After that webinar and that call, I said, Jesus, if I didn't know that guy, I would grab him. I would get my arms, I'd put my arms around his ankle and hold on. I mean, who can make calls like this? I've got an Omni camp where I can teach you how to do this, a 5-day camp. Nobody called. No one called. No one went, oh my God, he's willing to teach that. Maybe I'll come out. You know, horses, kids, traders, I can lead you to the watering hole. I cannot force you guys to drink from it, you traders. If you don't think what I've shown you in the last 4 weeks is something worth learning, I don't know what else to say. If you do want to come out to my Omni camp, it is happening at the end of this month. It is May 29th, a Thursday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, May 29th through June 2nd. Go to Omni BOOTCAMP. Do that now. Fill out your applications. We only have a few weeks left. I will contact you. If what I showed you didn't make you want to get off the couch and go to camp, nothing that I could do forward will either, kids, I promise you. It doesn't get better. I mean, how could anyone make better calls than that? Learn how to do that for yourselves, please. It will help you. Now, you must understand, I know how to make these calls. I've got kids. I teach it to them. They're going to do great. My family's going to do great. Is yours? Why don't you learn how to do this? Go to omnibootcamp.com and let me teach you. All right, so is there anything else out there? No? Guess that's about it. Traders, with no further ado, we're going to practice one thing we do in every video, and then we're going to look at a bunch of charts, and I'll show you what's going on out there. So we've got a mantra, and you know what that is, right? Say it with me, and we'll go look at some charts. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll traders, now let's Let's go. Look at some charts. Traders, here it is. I mean, come on. Have you ever seen anybody this good in your lives? I gave this trade to you before we cracked. I told you the prices to get in at and begged you not to get out of stocks night after night, video after video. Look at that monster rally, a 1,095 point rally off this low. Now, if we went 1,095 points in 5 weeks, can't we possibly go 1,500 more points in the next 7.5 months? Absolutely, right? So far the call is very valid. 1,585 more points to go, and we hit 75.12. It's really not that much, kids. I just wanted you to see that for yourselves, because if it went this far again, we'd almost be there. You know what I mean? If it did that one more time, we'd almost be at my call. And it looks like there's plenty of room to get there. Nothing goes straight up. Let's go to day trading. Look at how beautiful this chart looks. Even the S&P looks fantastic ever since we made those calls for the lows. Got that gap, blew out over the gap, got above the 50-bar moving average, and just exploded inside of a channel, as I've been showing you night after night. No matter what those misdirected, hatred, panic-filled people were telling you on TV, look at how well the analysis worked instead. All right, let's keep moving. NASDAQ, doesn't that look beautiful? Above the 50 in a great channel, left a gap, breakaway gap, we like to call that. Look at the Russ. How beautiful that looks above this big channel, going straight up inside of another channel. Looks great. Look at the Dow Jones. Filled the gap completely, so there is no gap to be filled, even if that's what you thought might happen. Got above the 50 really smartly in a channel. In fact, that was the best buy in a while. It hit right there at the culmination of all that stuff. Great buy. And then there's this. We cannot keep going up in that direction in those markets if this keeps going down in this direction. Why? Interest rates are rising. When the bond market goes down, automatically interest rates are going up. What the banks will charge go up every time that bond goes down. It's been going down for a while, but look at how long it's been going down for. It's getting a little scary. This is a weekly chart, right? Now, you see this support area? We got to that spot on Liberation Day, the worst possible day. Remember all the rumors, China's selling all the bonds. Oh my God, U.S. is going broke. We were here. You know where we are now? Here. We went back up and came right back to that. We're almost at that spot. We're getting ready to knock on this a fourth time. 1, 2, 3. We're getting ready to knock a fourth time. I hope it just stays inside of this. If it breaks, that means bonds go lower, interest rates go even higher. If that happens, you will see the stock market start to feel it. So you need that to happen first, otherwise the stock market's still okay, but we're getting close. Keep your eyes on the 30-year bond market. What else is out there? That it will not keep going like this if the bond market keeps going like that. So let's hope either the Fed, our banks, or the bond market itself straightens itself out, because right now it's raising interest rates whether Jerome Powell touches them or not. That's what the bond market is doing. So we want this to continue, right? We don't want the bond market to continue going lower. Now we're going to switch out to gold, traders. Look at where gold is. So is this a descending wedge? All right, sure does look like one. Or is it a huge flag? And basically it's just a pennant flag, still building. Well, it could be either of the two, but here's what I got to tell you about gold tomorrow. This is Gold on a Daily. We are at the do or die point. You get through that red line, you die. You hold the red line, we go back up, and we start filling this in again. This is do or die. You are at do or die point in gold. Keep your eyes on gold on Wednesday. If you get under that red line, the street's coming to sell. You stay above the red line, the street will take it back up. So keep your eyes peeled on gold. Maybe it's not a trade for trading on Wednesday, but certainly keep your eyes on it. And then there's Ethereum. Look at this bad boy, huh? Ethereum's gone crazy. So Ethereum basically spent a lot of its life inside of this coffin, right? Basically, it's what it was, bear flags, nothing but ugliness, another bear flag, just ugly, 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 all the way down. And then life, a little injection of life, and look what it's done. Bam, 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 we're all the way up here right now, inside this beautiful little channel. Let it just run. Now, nothing goes straight up, but that is finally getting a little bit of a heyday. And why? Because Bitcoin, another one we love to clap for, has just gone crazy. Now, we gave out targets. 94,200 target hit, 102,000 target got hit again. Our next target is 121. We've already been up here, kids. We're going. It's a matter of time. Again, nothing goes straight up, but remember I showed you once we got above this, I immediately posted targets, then the third target, and we hit 2 out of the 3, got into an Oscarism known as an F flag, and away we went. Everything technical that we expected is happening. The markets are very technical right now. The Omni is killing it. Make sure you stay with us at livewithoscar.com. And if you need help, join our real-time trading Rex. They'll help you like we help everybody else. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.